Hello everybody, Flamin' Shark back with another video, and this is my review to the first 4 episodes of part 2 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is Battle Tendency episodes 1 to 4, and yeah, this was great. This was probably my favorite part of JoJo so far as like a set. It was either this or the ending of part 1, but honestly, part 1 was fine. It was cool and all, but it wasn't that great, in my opinion. There were definitely highlights. Like, there were some great characters and stuff. There was some really fun stuff in part 1, but I'm already super invested into part 2 of JoJo's. I can't wait to see what else happens, because this was kind of like its own. This was like kind of the first, like, whole section of the arc, of the part. We really got a lot of content, a lot of spicy stuff in these 4 episodes, and we really left off kind of at the end of the first adventure and the beginning of the second adventure of this part. Like, we've really got it. It's starting to feel like we might be racing all around the globe in Battle Tendency, which is awesome. Especially since Phantom Blood was really localized to England. But we've already been to the US, we've been to Mexico, and we're heading to Italy. So there's a lot of spicy stuff going on as far as the locations in this part already. But lots of good stuff. Really love this set. This is our first 4 episode set of JoJo, far from the last, but the other sets we've done have been 3 episodes or less through part 1, but now we got our first 4 episode set. And I can't wait to do many more, because we're still just getting started with the journey through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But we have a really fun one. We met our new JoJo, Joseph Joestar. He is something else, to say the least. We got to see the time frame in 1938, which is an interesting period in world history to jump into now, after jumping into the late 1800s. This is 50 years after the events of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood. And we actually skipped a generation. We did not go into Erina and Jonathan's kid. We actually went into Erina and Jonathan's grandson, Joseph, and his whole deal. And we have definitely seen our fair few of characters who were in part 1. But there's a lot of other stuff going on as far as, the new characters. We're bringing, this is during World War II, so we have some World War II kind of references here with some of the players involved, and obviously some of the things that was actually going on around this time in history, and kind of playing into the supernatural element in a really cool way, since obviously the Nazis did really look for these type of things, and sure enough, that kind of played into the story, at least in these early episodes of part 2, and that was really cool. That's how we met Stroheim, who was very interesting, and yeah, Speedwagon playing a big part in part 2 so far, which is amazing, since you guys know Speedwagon is quite possibly my favorite character so far, to be honest. I loved Speedwagon in part 1. I thought he was so fun. Just him watching Jonathan fight and everything was just so beautiful to see in part 1. It was such a great time. Like, as ridiculous as Dio was and everything, I feel like Speedwagon was legitimately probably my favorite character in part 1. He was so great. Like, memes aside of having the best name of all time, he really was amazing. But a bit, off the pace here. But the links are, of course, down below in the description. Breach and Mega to this reaction, as you guys know, should be used to it by now. This is the 5th JoJo's video, so should be pretty normal by now, but I'm definitely looking forward to where the rest of part 2 goes, because we still obviously have 13 episodes left of part 2, so a lot of time for a lot of spicy stuff, even if this part, still relative to the future parts, is very short, because even combining parts 1 and 2, it would still make the shortest part compared to the monster that we have coming, honestly, pretty soon. It's not going to be that long before we're in part 3, which is, of course, the monster part. And then parts 4 and 5 aren't that much shorter, of course, so there is that. But I can't wait to see what what the rest of part 2 has in store, because this was really like a contained set. Like over the course of these 4 episodes, we really finished a whole portion of the story, and it feels like we're jumping into the next part of the story in episode 5. So I can't wait to see that. That's going to be a whole lot of fun, and I'm just really excited for more JoJo's. This is probably the most hyped I've been for JoJo's so far. Because while I found part 1 to be pretty interesting, I thought there were a lot of interesting like elements beyond just the memes. I feel like this has me more hooked. This has me more captivated than part 1 did, and I'm really excited for that, because obviously I want to get really into the show, because I'm going to be watching a lot of episodes of JoJo, and obviously I want to be really into the show. And part 1 was fine, but it wasn't like too crazy. It wasn't like anything too special in my opinion. It was, you know, there were definitely some surprises, especially near the end, but overall, like, it wasn't anything that amazing in my opinion. But part 2 is off to a fire start, and I get the feeling it's only going to get better as we head to Italy next time, which should be really fun. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, more importantly though, hopefully Erina and Speedwagon get to see each other, and, you know, that's what Joseph's been working towards this whole time, and I can't wait to see it too, because I want to see Erina smile, because she's my girl. I love her. Again, like, character, I mean, her hair was amazing in part 1, but near the end. But character-wise, like, I didn't really care that much about her, but oh my god, she was so funny in the beginning of part 2. Holy crap. Like, all 3 of them, Joseph and Erina, and then freaking Smokey too, like, oh my god, they were all funny as hell at the beginning of part 1. That, the freaking pulls out the freaking Tommy gun. That was hilarious. Oh my god, that entire thing with when we were still dealing with Straizo, that was just ridiculous in the best of ways. Oh my god, I was having so much fun with that. So I mean, yeah, that's the thing, like, we got to do some sauce in both New York and in Mexico already, just in the first 4 episodes of part 2, and there's more to come. The pacing is certainly pretty wild so far, but it's been really fun, and these episodes were really entertaining. We got our new OP, the second JoJo OP, which was awesome. I loved the second OP. I thought the second OP was fire. It was much different. It had a much different vibe, and it rings so many bells for me, but I don't know if I've heard it or not, but there's a certain part too that just sounds so familiar, but I have no idea whether or not I've heard it before. And then the ED is still Roundabout, which I had no idea. That I was kind of just assuming that we would be leaving Roundabout behind, but it actually works out well, since the stone masks are still like an important part of the current arc of JoJo's, the current part of JoJo, so it still like kind of fits well. The visuals that they use for the OP haven't changed that much. They have changed a bit, but they're still kind of in the same theme, because the themes of part 1 with the stone mask and all that stuff is still coming into play with part 2 with these ultimate life forms, whatever they might be, that are kind of like the it's kind of like the vampires are kind of almost like the inferior versions almost of whatever these potatoes are. And I can't wait to see where that goes. That's going to be really interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. Obviously, you want to help me out and support the channel, you can check out the Patreon if you want to. You can also vote on like movie reactions and Once in a Blue Moon series that I do. And then the Discord's down there and other links as well if you want to check those out. And that's pretty much it. I got nothing else to say, so I'll just leave it off here. Flamin' Shark signing out. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastical day. And I will see you next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Peace.